Well, it's the 2nd of December, it's cold and it's dark, and Toby's sitting there waiting for Mum-Mums, aren't you? She won't be much longer. No. So howdy, thought I'd get this camera out, seeing it's all dark and miserable out there today, so I'm just going through my camera bits. It's always so distracting. It's been mentioned like on videos from like Dr. Cassette. He mentions that the flashing light is so used to Sony cameras like myself. The flashing light normally indicates the end of tape or the battery is going, while on the Canon it flashes when it's recording. So it's a bit of like, hey, what's going on there? But that's working fine. And as usual, this camera always is. This camera stays in this little case here that I've got for it. And much like my big Canon that I do miss, the old HD one. I had the XHA1 that I sold just because it was so heavy for me now, and I can't handle the heavy cameras like I used to be able to, unfortunately. But yeah, much like that, this camera, it can sit in this box for 6 months, you know, and I can just get it out of the case, switch it on, put a tape in, press record, and I know it'll be golden. It's just such a reliable workhorse of a camera. Much like the VX series as well, these are much loved by skaters because, you know, they're portable. You've got the handle, you've got the record button on the top, zoom. It's ideal. It's just brilliant design from Canon, and you know, Sony did the same thing with the VX series. But yeah, I do love this camera, and I should use it more really. Outdoors, it's really good photo, really good video quality, and you get that nice sharp green. And I always thought, I was like, the green, it looks really cartoonish. Maybe there's something in the settings, but that's actually on default settings. So that's without saturation being altered and anything like that at all. It's just out the camera. It pops with some colours. It really does have a nice quality to it. And when I plug it into the TV, especially, it looks brilliant. But YouTube obviously compresses everything, even with the best settings output. It tends to never look quite as good as if you just watch it natively on your television. But that's the joys of working with these older cameras and uploading them. Unless you've got, you know, the higher quality stuff, YouTube doesn't work particularly well on the codecs, the older stuff. But you know, these cameras are all 10 plus years old. This is probably nearing 20 actually, I don't know. But yeah, certainly one of the older ones, 2002, 2003 I think came out, a push 2004. I think it's earlier than that, I think it's 2002-3. But yeah, even so, great camera. As I say, workhorse of a camera. I could just get it out at any point, press record, and it's golden. Recording on a nice Panasonic metal tape today. You can't see it because it's in the camera. I don't know why I'm showing the case, but it's a Panasonic metal tape, which I hadn't actually seen up until recently. I've got a couple of them now, but yeah, really good cassette. Panasonic, always most reliable tape stock I've found. Sony, the Pro, the higher end stuff for the DV cam, no, I don't. They may have been good back in the day, but they seem to be highly unreliable now. Even when they're new old stock, then unless, you know, it could be that they're down to storage conditions, but yeah, I've always found them to be a bit dodgy. Panasonic though, my Pro Sonys, the HDV cameras, I wouldn't trust them with a Sony tape. The FX7 has had, because I did a comparison video, that's had like the cheap basic Sony tape in there, and then it's had nothing really but the Pros, but all of the Pro Sonys, but all of the other HDV cameras, I use Panasonic Studio tapes. I just don't mess around with them. They've always been the best, and dropouts are very few, very few, if at all. Sometimes yeah, most of the time it's a clean recording throughout. So yeah, really good quality tapes. Oh, I think my mum's back because Toby's standing up. Is Mummy home, is she? Oh dear. That means doggy things and stuff to do. Right. Anyway, I'll speak to you later.